And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We're recording now live till 5, and then we'll post it up on YouTube, so you can come by later and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're now featuring about 1,340 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the KC9VKV QSO-VLOG network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic EQ. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon, on the receiver side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. We do use a lot of rotary selectors in our shack, mainly because there's nothing faster than a rotary switch for comparing multiple signals. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, a beautiful copy. A lot of Queen Roger Nancy static, but a beautiful copy. Nancy static. But a beautiful copy at feet 15 and 20 over 9, copying you direct. Are you copying me okay? Go ahead.
Roger, I was on my local antenna there for a few seconds, and I was getting about an 8 on you. And then I moved over to the Rochester SDR, and I'm copying you at about 15 over. Roger?
You at about 15 over. Roger?
Okay, well, I guess the close in is still in use at the moment. Beautiful sunny day. The temperature outside now is, I think, the high for the day of 64. The normal high is 46. The normal low is 30. And I'll tell you, last week on the 17th of, on the 16th, I worked you when it was raining in the 40s last Friday at this time. And then at night, it started cooling down, and about around 4:30 in the morning, it turned into very heavy, wet snow. And that, of course, was on the 17th of October here in 2020. It snowed extremely hard, maybe 3 to 4 inches per hour at times. and it started letting up just before noon, and shortly after noon it was over. We ended up with 16 inches of snow, and actually could have been a little over that, but 16 inches of heavy, wet snow, terrific water content to it, weighed a ton on the shovel, and that comes out to be 41 centimeters in the metric system. That was really a doozy. 3 days later, it was gone. It had melted. The temperatures had gone up into the 50s because the ground was warmer. And I'm measuring this snow on hard surfaces and doing it as frequently as I can to get accurate measurement. If you measure it in grass, that would have been over 20 inches, but the true amount that fell was a solid 16 inches, and normal for the entire month of October is between 10 and 15 for the entire month. Last October, nothing. No snow at all last October, and yet for the season we had 238 inches with the average of 295. You ask about 40-meter propagation. I did talk to Ian this morning. And there was this terrific static, but he was well over it. He was running 35 and 40 over 9, and I asked him at the very latest on the Civic 19, and here's some of his comments.
It's not a good fit. There probably will be an announcement tomorrow. Hopefully it'll ease things up a little bit, but there's very little of it. It's not around here at all. We're pretty well off now. North and worse, so they've got curfews, and because most of the lockdown anywhere in the world are going against the medical advice and everything else. It's just a bit crazy. Anyway, I'm not worrying about it. I just keep the distance and be sensible like I would during the flu season. Anyway, okay, look, I'll put it down to you.
Okay, there we are, and that was Ian this morning. So, KN4, that's the wrong station. KC9VKV, K1GZO, if you copied that, I hope.
Oh, roger that, sir. Roger that. It might have been a little bit noisier than normal, but we did have a copy on that. And you're saying the weather up there is getting more pleasurable, Roger?
There is getting more pleasurable, Roger?
Right now, yes, it is getting more pleasurable. It's sunny, but there's a moderate south wind blowing. However, tomorrow afternoon there'll be a few showers, and the temperature will start dropping somewhere around midday, around noon hour or thereabouts. Sunday looks to be a nice day, but staying in the upper 30s maybe, in the upper 30s. There will be some increase in cloudiness. Monday, well, and there could be, Monday morning, there could be snow showers. That might give us an inch or so of snow. And then Tuesday night and Wednesday, it may snow again, but that one may turn to rain, but I don't have enough information on it. So it's a very active weather pattern, and we're going from one extreme in temperature right to another. Jim, go ahead.
Roger. Now, when it gets to icing, does your antenna collect a lot of ice when that happens?
Antenna collect a lot of ice when that happens?
In this case, no. In this last storm, it was all rain up until the last minute, and it went right over to snow, but the snow clung to the antenna itself. And boy, oh boy, I had to go out and shake certain ropes, and you could see a cascade of snow coming down. There were a lot of trees that were bending way over. We lost the power for about 5 hours and 6 minutes. We were lucky. Some people lost it a lot longer as tree limbs came down over power lines. But it was a doozy, I'll tell you, because the weight of the snow was tremendous. We picked up 16 inches, as mentioned. Colebrook picked up 8. And as you get down to Concord, New Hampshire, nothing. All rain. So the total melted precipitation for the whole month of October up to this date has been a good solid 8 1/2 inches. We normally average close to 4 inches for the entire month. So we went from fairly dry conditions to extremely moist conditions, and the trees are very happy. But I'll tell you, the rate of snow that came down last Saturday morning, the 17th of October, was blinding. And just being outside for a minute or two, I was perpetual snowman myself. Go ahead.
Roger. Now, Charlie, I'm just curious, do you have a backup power supply?
A backup power supply?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I do not have a backup way of getting heat. I should, but I don't. But I must admit that our power company, which is New Hampshire Eversource, they do a very, very good job, and they're right on the job. You see, not too many people got the snow, so they were able to get up here and really work on it. But no, I should have some kind of a generator. But so far I've survived. For how long? Question mark. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I'm praying that you don't have to use external power supply, and that your normal AC continues to function just perfectly. Thanks for checking in, Charlie. Always a pleasure, Roger.
Checking in, Charlie. Always a pleasure, Roger.
Okay, it certainly is, and we'll catch you next week in 24, and I hope you stay healthy. And here you are through all the static.
Just perfectly. Thanks for checking in, Charlie. Always a pleasure, Roger.
Yeah, this thing cut out on me in the beginning. Okay, 73, Jim, and thanks for a good one. KC9VKV, K1GZL, we are clear.
Roger, Charlie, Roger. This is the KC9VKV in the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, along with today's date, which is 10/23/20, and that will take you directly to our this QSO recording. So it's a KC9VKV followed by today's date, 10/23/20. Or if you just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our overall QSO-VLOG page. And on that page, you'll be looking for, there's 1,340 some odd QSO-VLOG recordings that way. So you might want to use just the call sign and the today's date to tackle this one. Anyway, we'll be live till 5, recording all the while. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilowatt Echo 8, Golf, Mike Foxtrot.
Kilowatt Echo 8, come back with your call sign slowly phonetically, please.
Call sign slowly phonetically, please.
Yeah, roger that. It's Kilo Echo 8, Golf, Mike Foxtrot. Kilo Echo 8, Golf, Mike Foxtrot. QSO?
Golf Mike Foxtrot. Roger, what's the name there, please?
Mike Foxtrot. Roger, what's the name there, please?
Yeah, name over here is Evan, Echo Victor Alpha November. Echo Victor Alpha November.
Roger that. And where are you located, Evan?
Roger that. And where are you located, Evan?
I'm over here in Ohio. Drew the call sign out, and figured I would give you a call back. Over.
Roger, Roger. So I just switched from my Rochester SDR to my local antenna, and I'm copying you much better there. Give me your location again, please, Evan.
Yeah, roger that. Location is No, Sugar Tango, Oscar Whiskey, Ohio, Oscar Hotel, QSO.
Roger, Roger. And what radio are you running today?
I'm on the Icon 7300, running 100 watts to a Hustler 6 ETV, 6 Bravo Tango, that's QSO.
Alrighty, we can probably help you out there a little bit on the modulation level if you would be interested in getting a little bit louder signal.
Yeah, I'm using the stock microphone. That was the first one I was able to find. So if you want to give me any advice on it, I would be appreciative of that.
Yes, sir. Well, you're using one of the better microphones for that radio. That is the absolute perfect microphone for that radio, provided you like a handheld operation. But that's the only drawback to that microphone. Some folks obviously want to use a desk mic rather than the handheld. But just as a word in passing, that stock hand mic for the 7300 is just a beautiful microphone. All right, so we move along here with our generic setup. Starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. Just get that compressor on there and just only adjust it for a 3, Roger.
My compression level is on 3. Are you saying I can turn it down or up, sir?
Repeat.
You said the compression level was a little bit off. Is that a QSL?
No, I'm just going through our setup from the top to the end, so we make sure we get everything in proper order. Our tune-up is generic in nature, but it is a sequential tune-up, and we have to go from one way to the other. So it starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. You've got that. Let's move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And now what you want to do is get that ALC meter up there to a mid-scale to 2/3, and you can't do it by 1, 2, 3. You have to get some continuous audio up on that meter so you can see it. We suggest 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 fast tempo to keep the meter up, so it's a lot easier to adjust it that way. And you're looking to adjust the ALC meter mid-scale to 2/3 by way of manipulating your mic gain control. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. That is D1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. How am I sounding now? I had to turn up the mic gain a little bit.
Well, you tell me. I mean, it's your meter. But I'm just saying that you might want to go a little bit quicker on your words there to keep that meter up. Like I say, you can't go 1, 2, 3. You go 100, 200, 300, 400. Kind of keeping a steady stream of audio there makes it a lot easier to adjust the mic gain so that the ALC reads mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, roger. 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300.
Frequency is in use, sir. Frequency is in use. And I don't know what you're doing there, but, that is the difference. The gentleman was doing audio. That is not the correct way to set a level, because you never are speaking, What we want to do is set the correct level for a modulated voice. And a steady like that is not going to get it. It'll make the meter read low, actually. So Evan has got the correct technique now. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Thanks for the advice and everything. I'm actually 18 years old, and I got my general class this May. So I've been experimenting around with the Icon 7300, and I've never actually really used stock microphone. I have a Hale headset that I normally use. But that's tucked away in the closet, and I had this stock mic in my desk drawer, so I pulled it out. But I'm glad that I have the proper settings for it now, and I'll write those down right next to the settings I had for my Hale headset. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go, because I have to go run an errand with that. But I really appreciate your help, sir, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll say 73 from KD8GMF. KC9VKV, stay KD8GMF.
Roger, Evan. Well, normally we'd go on to the EQ portion of the setup, but you are running the hand mic, and it sounds really good, so EQ is fine where it is. Only suggestion is that when you operate that hand mic, you pull it to your side of your mouth and work across it. Do not work directly into it, in the front of it. Pull it to the side of your mouth and work across it. Otherwise, you will come up with some mouth noises if you work directly into it. Roger?
That sounds like a homosexual statement.
Thank you very much, sir. 7-3.
Roger, Evan. Well, I see our QRM-ERS has chosen to join us again today. I can see you hiding out in your little room, acting out your little secret fantasy, your uncontrollable desire to be in control. But I know that you know QRMing is a negative reaction to past life experiences. And now QRMing has become a habit because it hasn't cost you anything yet. But your luck will run out. You will be found out, and everyone will know you are the QRMer. You're not the nice guy everybody thinks you are. QRMer, hear my words. Your day of reckoning is coming. Your life will be ruined when you ultimately have to pay your due to society. But my brother, you have a chance now to walk away from this dangerous, almost uncontrollable urge to control and disrupt. You have the power to help yourself by recognizing this inward hurt, manifesting in an outward attempt to seek relief through the satisfaction of hurting others. You must realize what's been done to you in your life is done. You have to rise above the past and seek control of your future. Rise up and start a new you, a better you, a positive you, through God's help. Amen, brother.
He has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R.
Not only that, but you're stupid. You are a psychopathic, stupid idiot.
M-E-Y-E-R.
This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net for Friday afternoon. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Again, if you have a radio you want to check out, we'll be recording live till 5, so give me a shout.
Hey, Roger. How's this
KC9VKV. KC9VKV. This is Kilowatt India 4, India Golf, over.
India Golf Station, come back with the call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Yes, sir. Kilowatt India 4, India Golf, KI4, Andrew. The handle is Tom, Tango Oscar Mike.
Roger, Tom, and what's your location, sir?
I'm in Chatsworth, Georgia.
Well, gosh, going south, that's kind of a novelty for us. We usually go mainly east, but we do have a fairly broad scale from the north to south. And what area in Georgia are you, sir?
I'm in the northwest corner of it, about 35 miles from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Roger that. And what radio are you running today?
Well, this is a loaner. I've got an IC746 Pro that I've got right now. Mine broke down, and the club loaned me this one to use for a day or two, so I'm learning how to use it, over.
Roger. Now, does that is menu driven pretty much?
Yes, sir. And I'm reading the book and learning, but you sound real good. I just wanted to let you know you're coming in good down here, over.
Roger, thank you, sir. In looking at your audio, you might be able to improve that just a tad from the standpoint of the fullness of it, if you would be interested.
Well, give me some ideas.
All right, we have a generic setup, good for almost every radio in the world, modern radio, because it starts with a compressor engaged at a 3. Now that's just a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but it does exactly what it needs to do. So it'd be compressor engaged at a 3. Roger?
Well, if I can find where that's at.
He's a pedophiliac.
So how you doing, Tom? You find that compressor?
I think, yeah, I found it. How do I tweak it? That's the next.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't listen to a word he says.
I'm gonna have to go get the book and read it. But I appreciate your help. But I'm just enjoying this thing. And, I can see I'm a little bit hot. That's for sure.
Roger. Well, you want to consult the book. We'll need to go 2 places: the compressor on at a 3, and then to your ALC with your mic gain in hand.
I wonder if he's got his ham radio sitting up
that,
on the podium.
Right. You go ahead and see if anybody else needs some help.
I've got a gentleman out there that needs some help, all right, our psychopathic QRMer. It looks like we have some delivered QRM interference going on today. Another shining example of mental illness on the air. Yeah, well, as you know, mental illness is when a person does something completely abnormal in a certain normal situation, causing deliberate QRM interference, is a completely abnormal reaction to hearing intelligent conversation, indicating that the person has a deep-seated lack of self-esteem and self-respect, manifesting in the need to try and interrupt and destroy that intelligent conversation that makes them feel so inferior and inadequate. But they're just powerless wimps in the background. That's exactly what they are, powerless wimps in the background of life. But, oh Lord, please forgive my intolerance.
Are you a faggot?
This is KC9VKV, sir, and when I come face to face with mental illness, I feel led to prayer. So this is my prayer for you, the mentally ill. Oh Lord, I confess that I have judged those who struggle with mental illness. I have judged because I do not understand. Forgive me for making assumptions. Forgive me for my indifference. Oh Lord, please hear my prayer. Comfort and relieve those who are troubled in mind and spirit. Bring them hope, peace, and the consolation of a loving community. Grant patience and courage to the families and friends of those who are mentally ill. Increase their abilities to cope as they face the challenges of recovery. O Lord, protect and defend those living with mental illness. We seek your presence in their lives. Show them how to have greater respect for their fellow man, and increase our ability to communicate with the mentally ill. This is KC9VKV and my prayer for the mentally ill.
I guess you're Catholic, huh?
This is KC9VKV, and I continue my prayer for the mentally ill. Oh Lord, please help us identify mental illness as a disease it is, that we might have courage and wisdom in the face of ignorance and stigma. Inspire us as we seek enlightened treatment and services for the mentally ill. Lord, I know your gentle and kind-hearted love awaits those suffering from mental illness. It shields them in the dark, and when the light fills to overwhelming, please help us remember all those who continue to live in the depths of depression. Oh Lord, cherish them when they find it difficult to cherish themselves. Comfort those who live in the darkness of depression. May we be a light in their darkness. Help us in their struggle with mental illness, to show them the way to come up for air, and to see again their goodness. And this is KC9VKV and my prayer for the mentally ill.
I heard what you said to that little boy earlier.
This is KC9VKV, and I continue my prayer for the mentally ill. O Lord, for those feeling unwanted and unloved, for those who feel the world would be better off without them, Creator of us all, hear my prayer. Send your rainbow of hope arcing over these dark moments. Lord, you are always near to us, especially when we're being challenged by those suffering from mental illness. Please bring them comfort during their darkest hours and free them from confusion and emptiness. Help them cling to you, Lord, and when symptoms take over their very being, well, we pray that your Holy Spirit will awaken their hearts and minds. Amen. This is KC9VKV and our prayer for the mentally ill.
Why do you like to taste the penis?
Sir, have you ever asked yourself why you QRM? Do you have any idea?
Is it because you like salty stuff? Are you praying for the Trump people?
I'm praying for the gentleman QRM who is in deep need of some prayer. Is a tortured soul that is reacting to probably, something in his life that upset him terribly, and now he feels like he's led to try to destroy intelligent communication rather than participating in it.
Be careful, he's a Democrat.
I'm not sure if he's even intelligent enough to be political.
November 2, Quebec, India, Lima.
November 2, station, come back with a call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
November 2, Quebec, India, Lima.
Right, so now you might be just slightly low in frequency. We're on 7188.0000.
Probably your buddy on your end there. I hear you loud and clear.
Yes, sir, I was just commenting that you seem to be slightly low in frequency, but I can hear you fine, Roger.
He's a critical son of a bitch. Yeah, Roger that. I just want to say hi, Doc. I listen to your show all the time. 73s, man. Have a good one.
Well, don't rush off, sir. Don't rush off. We have some intelligence on the frequency.
He said, welcome to Penis Litter. I talked to you a couple weeks ago there for a few minutes. I think what it is you can't let these guys know that it gets to you because they keep doing it, you know? My name is Kenny anyways. I talked to you a couple of weeks ago. November 2, Quebec, India, Lima.
Oh, Roger, Kenny. Well, the thing is that these QRMers are psychopaths. And, there is a saving grace to psychopaths that they can be reasoned with to some degree, and the problem is if you just ignore them, they get no help. I try to help them try to realize what they're doing because they usually are functioning so much in just, they just QRM as a habit and they don't even think about it, unfortunately. And so I try to get them to think about what they're doing, not just do it, Roger.
I always considered myself a sociopath. No bigger. But I hear stories that it's coming from Ukraine or something like that. What kind of transmitter do they have that bounces the whole band at once? I don't understand.
Well, obviously something broadband for sure, sometimes they use or used to use broadband stuff to sample like radar. They would pulse it and have a receiver in back of the transmitter receiving the backlash, and they could tell when they were over land as far as propagation from Russia to, say, the U.S., because the feedback back to them, scatter feed back to them, was hotter when they were hitting land, Roger.
That kind of makes sense a little bit. I've always been curious how they do that. I mean, it must be quite a transmitter, right?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, folks bouncing stuff off the moon. It doesn't take that much power to bounce stuff back from, land masses on Earth, Roger.
I see the whole band jump one. I see the whole band jump a couple of times, you know, from one end to the other, and I was just amazed about that. All right, have a good show there, Doc. My name is Kenny. I talk to you once in a while. I listen to you every Friday on this frequency here. Is my frequency better? I noticed I had one of my filters offset, although I didn't believe that affected the receive.
Well, it affects your transmit, sir. Now you're much more on frequency, Roger.
You're much more on frequency, Roger.
Yeah, this is 7300. It's got those the three band filters in it. I had one of them a little bit off.
Roger. Now, I suggest on that 7300 that as far as the bandpass, you run that radio on the 100 to 2900 bandpass. I would set all the other two bandpass to that same 100 to 2900, so you can only operate your radio in the 100 to 2900 bandpass mode. Roger?
Bandpass mode, Roger.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. How's the audio? Everybody tells me my audio is beautiful, so I usually don't bother. I don't know.
Yes, sir. It looks good. What mic are you using?
Yes, sir. It looks good. What mic are you using?
That's the SM50 dynamic mic from ICOM.
Roger's doing a really good job. Your dynamic range is 3 dB, and that means your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. So very nice full sound, Roger, and EQ curve is very intelligible.
Yes, thank you. Well, like I said, I've been listening to your show for quite a while now, so. All right, 73s, maybe you can pick somebody else up if the guy leave you alone. I don't know. I'll get back to you another day. Down the log, Doc.
Roger that. What's your location? Give me your location, Roger.
Your location. Give me your location, Roger.
I am in upstate New York, Saratoga County.
Great. Try to keep track of all that stuff, and if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, but do a date reference on it too. So it's KC9VKV at 10/23/20. That will take you directly to this recording to hear your audio, Roger.
I heard, I actually went and listened to the last time we talked. It sounds good, so. All right, 73s there. KC9VKV, this is N2QIL. I'll be clear.
Roger, Kenny 3 to you, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG Network. And this net is all about ham radio, and our mission statement for this network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with 30% of average peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 80 to 85% of average peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic EQ, or equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? That's the important thing, the words. Not just to be heard, but to be understood. This is KC9VKV, the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Pretty much got my triangulation going now on Mr. QRM-ERS, sir. You were kind of in southern Indiana, it seems like to me, sir. Go ahead, station.
Hey, buddy, I like nigger women.
So you have a very unusual voice. It's kind of very feminine. I'm not really sure what that means, but you're either very feminine or you're, I don't know.
MICKEYMOUSE.
All I can say is oink oink.
All right, to the gentleman going to conduct the audio test that you do this weekly. This is Kilo Juliet 4 Whiskey Kilo Lima. How copy?
Whiskey Kilo Lima, come back slowly with your call sound phonetically, please.
Roger, roger.
I like nigger win. I like nigger win.
Kilo Lima. I say again, Kilo Juliet 4 Whiskey Kilo Lima.
Roger, sir. Well, your QRM-ERS is taking over your transmission, so you are possessed by the QRM-ERS, unfortunately. I could look around and see if I could find you on another SDR. If you would give me about 10 seconds describing your antenna, I will look around and see if I could find you elsewhere. Roger.
This is
Elsewhere, Roger. Roger.
This is KC9VKV. My name is David, and I'm at 7.188. Call sign is Kilo Whiskey Kilo Lima. And antenna here is a ground-mounted vertical antenna quad band with 40, 25 millimeters ground radius. That's all I got. The antenna is 30 feet. Back to you, sir.
Roger that. Roger that. The audio sounds really good. And that radio you're running is what?
Sounds really good. And that radio you're running is what?
I'm sorry about that. Talk about my transmitter. It is the very popular 7300.
Say no mo, say no mo. You have the radio of the century, sir. It's just an absolutely beautiful radio. And the stock microphone that comes with it is just beautiful. The only reason one might change is if they would prefer a desk mic for convenience, but technically the hand mic that is supplied with that 7300 just demonstrates the tremendous sound of that 7300 perfectly, Roger.
The tremendous sound of that 7300 perfectly, Roger.
That comes with the radio. I have a Heil, and it's the reason I purchased it was because I wanted the convenience of the boom, and it is a Heil PR78. Pretty cool looking microphone there with chrome on it. But anyway, I know you've been through all the settings with the 7300 since it is the radio of the century. Do you notice any problems with the audio the way I have it set up now? Over.
No, it looks pretty good. Just to double check things, though, your compressor should be on and at a 3. Compressor on and at a 3 to begin our setup review.
Confirmed. Compressor on and at a 3.
Roger, and then go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look at your ALC meter and adjust your ALC meter from mid-scale to 2/3 operation by your mic gain control. Roger?
Roger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog's back.
Roger, so you're set up, and your EQ pattern sounds just beautiful where it is, so you don't need to re-EQ anything, Roger.
All right. I've listened to you very often, and I know that you're quite the subject matter expert in these types of this type of business, and I thought it was working okay, but I definitely wanted to made a note to myself to get back to you and see what you thought. I appreciate it that it's sounding okay and everything looks okay on your end. I'll keep these settings and save them into the memory, and I appreciate your time and service, sir. Over.
Oh, Roger there. I appreciate that. Now, what was the name again?
The name here is David Delta Alpha Victor India Delta in Central Alabama.
Hey, QRM, stand by just a minute. Let me get the gentleman's call sign, okay? Can you do that? Just stand by for just a minute, QRM. Let me get his call sign. You're stupid. David, give me your call sign again, please. Oh, there's two of them. Can you imagine that? Two QRMers have found deep love within themselves at the same time. Unbelievable.
We love your channel.
I'll tell you what, man, I got things to do. I'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV. We'll be clear.
Bye.
KC9VKV. Could you repeat your call sign one more time before you go, sir?
Yes, sir. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor.
KC9 Victor Kilo KJ4WKL. I say again, KJ4WKL. Thank you.